Every relationship hides a story, and every story carries pain. Welcome to Cheating Stories Insights, where truth bleeds through words. I remember the moment her words sank into me like a dull blade. We were sitting at the kitchen table, plates still dirty with last night's dinner, when she scoffed, half smile curling at the edges of her mouth, glass of wine in her hand. Girls' nights matter more than marriage. Paper means nothing. She said it casually, like a joke, but her eyes carried no humor. I just stared at her, searching for the smallest crack in her tone, some hint she didn't mean it. Nothing. She tilted her glass, watching the crimson swirl as if it mattered more than me, and I smiled. It wasn't a warm smile. It was the kind you wear when you've already decided. Inside, I felt the shift. The weight of years, bending, snapping, rearranging themselves into something colder, something final. Her laughter lingered in my head that night. It wasn't just what she said, it was how easily she said it. I thought about the empty seats at our table, the excuses, the late nights she brushed off with a shrug. Just the girls, she always said. But there had been too many smirks, too many silences, too many moments where her phone became another man's secret. I didn't need to check. I already knew. And knowing was enough. So I didn't argue, didn't accuse, didn't raise my voice like a desperate fool clinging to scraps of loyalty. I simply began to pack. Not frantically, no, that would have given her power. Methodically, quietly, piece by piece. Drawers emptied in silence, closets thinned without a sound, documents pulled from their folders, placed in the leather bag she'd once given me as a gift. Every movement deliberate, every breath controlled. I wasn't leaving her with chaos. I was leaving her with clarity. The house was still when I slid the folded note into the bedroom drawer. One drawer she would open without fail. Her side table, the place she kept her jewelry, her hidden cigarettes, her secrets. The note was short, 10 words at most. By the time you read this, I'm long gone. Ask your friends to pay your bills now. I placed it neatly in the center, like a final gift. Then I looked around one last time. The walls, the photos, the life we had built together. It should have hurt, but I felt nothing. Nothing but a strange, icy calm. The next afternoon, I parked 2 streets away. I didn't want to be seen. I just wanted to hear. Her car pulled up, music spilling from the open windows. Laughter followed, hers and her friends, that same mocking, careless sound I'd grown used to. The front door slammed. More laughter. A careless life echoing through the halls I had emptied. Then, silence, followed by the creak of the bedroom door. I could picture it, her walking in, her stopping, the half-smile fading as her eyes scanned the stripped-down room, the closet bare, the shelves hollow, the drawer light in her hand, and then finding the note. I didn't need to be inside to know the moment her chest caved. Her voice carried through the walls, sharp and panicked. "Wait, what?" Another voice, one of her friends, nervous. "What's going on?" I almost smiled again. An hour later she came pounding at my door. Her voice cracked against the wood, desperate, shrill. "Open up! You can't just open the damn door!" Her fists kept hitting, rhythm breaking with sobs, curses, broken apologies forced through clenched teeth. But I didn't move. I just sat there, the note already replaying itself in my mind, the echo of her arrogance still fresh in my ears. She had dismissed the paper of marriage. Now she could live without the man behind it. When her pounding finally slowed, I thought about the years I had spent swallowing her indifference, convincing myself it was just phases, just stress, just the natural cooling of time. But no, it wasn't cooling. It was rot, and rot spreads until it consumes everything. Leaving was not running. Leaving was cutting away the infection before it killed me. I never opened the door. I never gave her the satisfaction of seeing me hurt, or angry, or begging. Instead, I sat there in the quiet, breathing freely for the first time in years. The sound of her breaking on the other side of the door wasn't cruel music. It was simply truth, echoing back to her. A truth she had written herself. I didn't leave her with rage. I left her with emptiness. And emptiness lingers longer than anger ever could. When I finally stood, hours later, the hallway silent, I looked at the packed bags by the couch. I picked them up without hesitation. I didn't look back. The paper she mocked had bound us once, but freedom? Freedom needed no paper at all, and I was free. I never heard her footsteps again, only the echo of her laughter, the last sound of a woman who thought marriage was nothing but paper, and the silence that followed when she realized she had been wrong, forever wrong.